we all made history tonight. Garo Lazarian was true to his word on his time. Thank you, Garo. Thank you, Honor. So, since we're doing well on time, I also wanted to take the time to thank some of the people that were very pivotal in putting together this evening. First, Lucy. Lucy, where are you? While we all sat and chatted, she was making sure that everything was being taken care of. Thank you very much, Lucy. Of course, Judge Davin Sinanian. Judge Sinanian is like the consigliere to this whole thing. Whenever there's a question of importance, Judge Sinanian makes sure he answers it in the interest of the judges and the organization. Thank you, Judge Sinanian. Of course, Giro Kasabian, thank you very much. Excellent job. Sado Kirkonian, or Sado Kirkonian. Thank you, Sado. Thank you very much. And whoever else was part of the committee, thank you very much. We really appreciate all the time you put in this here. And Armen Hovanesian, of course, last but not least. Armen Hovanesian, when he speaks also, that's the end of it. So he makes a decision, and sometimes Zavin agrees, sometimes he doesn't. But it's been interesting. I also want to thank very much the sponsors for the evening. They were all very willing to contribute. We all got on the phone and asked them about the evening, and we didn't get a single no. They all were extremely generous, and I'd like to name some of them. Of course, Martirosyan Associates, Gar Martirosyan, thank you very much. Long Wine and Spirits, thank you. Boyanian Law, thank you very much. Harbinger, Zuckerman, Raleigh, thank you again, thank you. The Dolan Law Firm, thank you very much. Chris Dolan. Dumanian and Associates, Nancy Dumanian, thank you very much. Feinberg, Mindell, Brandt, and Klein, thank you very much. Dale Gallipo, thank you very much, Mr. Gallipo. Dixon, Gunn, and Crutcher, thank you. The Hamanpur Law Firm, R.I. Hamanpur. The Kokosian Law Firm, Bruce Kokosian, thank you, Bruce Kokosian. The LA Injury Group, thank you very much. And the Consumer Attorneys Association of Los Angeles, thank you very much. Stuart Zanville. Encore Law Group, Jenner and Block, thank you. KCNS Law Group, Motion Lit Services, thank you. Nasserman, Chernoff, Bedard, Echeverria, thank you very much. Of course, Habitat, Brown, Kellner, Kirakosian Law, Selman, Brightman, YMPK Law Group, and Balaban Steelberger. Thank you very much for your contributions to this. So, next I'm going to invite to the stage the Honorable Samantha Jessner. There's a lot that I could say about Judge Jessner, about what an excellent judicial temperament she has. And when you're in her courtroom, if you think that she's not paying attention to everything, she is. Even if you're arguing in front of her, she's watching the audience to see what's going on out there too. She's an extremely bright lady. We're honored to have her here presenting the award. She's currently the Assistant Supervising Judge of the Civil Division. She has her own courtroom, Department 31 in Stanley Moss Courthouse. She's done tremendous work in the past, including the previous Supervising Judge of the Mental Health Courthouse. She's currently the co-chair Technology Committee for the LA Superior Court. You know, you walk into court and see this used to be your computer, the old signs. That's what they're working on. And of course, she's on the Supreme Court Committee of Judicial Ethics Opinions. Judge Jessner, thank you very much for being here. Please come to the stage.
Good evening, everyone. It kind of feels like it's about 2 o'clock in the morning, doesn't it? It is truly my honor and privilege to be here, not only to introduce Judge Dan Buckley, the presiding judge of our court, but also sort of as my maiden voyage at this really impressive gathering tonight. So it's a pleasure to be here, and I hope to attend many more. Before I talk to you about Judge Buckley, I did want to give a shout out to some of our newest judges who are members of this bar. Judge Armenian, who is here. Judge Wilson, I don't know if I said Judge Wilson, and Judge So I want to talk first about Judge Buckley's background and sort of give you an idea as to what it is that brought him to the bench, what he brings to the bench as a judge and also as a leader, and finally his contributions to the legal community and our judicial system in general. So for those of you that know Judge Buckley, it will not come as a surprise to you that he has 2 degrees from the University of Notre Dame. My theory is if he had a little less self-dignity, he would come to court every day with his face painted in the colors of Notre Dame. But lucky for us, he has stopped just short of that. So he earned a degree in economics at Notre Dame and then attended law school there. To say he lives and dies for everything Notre Dame is certainly an understatement. He then spent 22 years at the law firm of Breidenbach, Buckley, Hupteen, Halm, and Hamlet. Apparently, if your name began with a B or an H, you could be a named partner in that law firm. So thank goodness for Judge Buckley for starting with a B. As I said, he was there for his entire legal career, serving 6 of those years as the president of that law firm. He was appointed to the Los Angeles Superior Court in 2002. And as many of us do when we start, he started presiding over various criminal courts out in the East District, and then made his way to probate and ultimately civil, and then came downtown where he was in an independent calendar court, and then quickly moved up the ranks in civil, ultimately becoming first the assistant presiding judge, and now he is ending his 2-year term as our presiding judge, to be followed in another round of applause for Judge Kevin Brazil. As if you all have a theory, a truly historic tenure. We're about to enter into. He, of course, I'm not going to bore you at this hour, regardless of how well we're doing on time, with the number of committees that he's been on and the things that he has done for the court. I want to touch on a couple of things that sort of are near and dear to his heart, one of which is teaching. He serves as an adjunct professor at Loyola Law School, at USC, and he also goes back to Notre Dame every year and serves in the position as an instructor with their intensive trial advocacy programs alongside Justice Corrigan with our California Supreme Court. And he's truly devoted himself to education. He just came back last night from teaching evidence for 3 days in San Francisco. He's taught at our judicial college. He teaches ethics, but I think what he enjoys most is teaching new judges at our new judge orientation. And I think Judge Tapia was here and had the pleasure of having Judge Buckley as one of his instructors several years ago there. He hasn't limited his work and dedication to the Los Angeles Superior Courts. Again, I won't go on and on about the committees that he has served on a statewide basis, including being a member of our Judicial Council and of several Judicial Council advisory committees. So let me now turn to a little bit about him as a person, about him as a judge, and about Judge Buckley as a leader. So what I did in trying to prepare for these remarks this evening was do what I do best, as I asked other people what they thought about Judge Buckley. And I will share with you some of the descriptions and adjectives that I received, and I thank those of you who are here in the room for providing me with your thoughts. I heard the following. He's an extraordinary listener. He's gracious, he's kind, he's altruistic, He's steadfastly dedicated to fairness and justice. He's unfailingly energetic. He's unpretentious. He's sincere. He's genuine. He's authentic. He's progressive. I heard several times he's courageous, he's innovative, and he's inclusive. And from a former presiding judge of our court, Carolyn Cole, he's thoughtful, dedicated, and decisive. And one person, I thought this was very astute, says he's honest even when that honesty makes for a difficult conversation. He's humble, and I'll leave you with this, on his watch, no one gets left behind. All attributes that not only those of us who are here, who serve as judicial officers on any court, can appreciate, but also adjectives that every one of you who are members of the legal profession want to have in a judge. So turning now to his contributions to the wider legal community, just a couple of examples of the things that he has done over his term as the presiding judge. And I will tell you, having sat in many meetings with him, he rarely, if ever, makes a decision without considering the impact on the legal community and the communities that we serve. He's generally interested in and respects the input and opinions of attorneys who practice every day in our courts. I think Stuart Zanville can attest to that, given the close work he's done with CalNet. But here are a couple of examples in terms of expanding access to justice. He has increased the number of unlawful detainer and small claims courts to having at least one of those courts in every district, which we did not have for many years after we contracted in 2013. He's also expanded justice in the following respects. He has put back on the map a number of courtrooms that serve very large populations and litigation types, including family law, dependency, and probate. And certainly no discussion of Judge Buckley's contribution to our court or statewide would be complete without discussing his contribution to technology and technological innovation. He has worked tirelessly to bring our court into the 21st century from a technological perspective. No joke. We were operating on some DOS-based systems. Many of you in this room won't even know what that is, but take it from me, it's not good. He has led our court in what can fairly be described as a technological revolution. The ceiling is about to blow off, which is kind of consistent with the technological revolution. He's done this with confidence, with courage, with clarity, with optimism, and with vision. He has implemented a new case management system in nearly every discipline, and we're about to do that in unlimited civil, so fasten your seatbelts. He has played a pivotal role in making sure that the vendors that have designed these applications and these case management systems actually design them so they will help judges and judicial officers instead of hinder what we do, which sometimes gets as sort of granular as, he's not good at the color part, by the way, but it's just an example. You know, that color, we want that to be red because it's a 170.6 or it's a something under submission that's in the last 30 days. We don't want it to be lavender or yellow or whatever. It gets that sort of detailed. He has managed all the issues related to judicial officers and their expectations. He has communicated clearly and with confidence, and finally he has spent so many hours concentrating on training our judicial officers as we really and truly change the way that a lot of us are used to doing our jobs. Always with a sensitivity towards the fact that change is difficult for many of us. So many people that I talked to mentioned one of his favorite mantras, which is the Los Angeles Superior Court is the best damn court in the country. And I think you can extend that and say it's the best damn court in the world. And I think collectively what I heard and what I read as a result of talking to people in preparation is that through his courageous, humble, clear leadership, Judge Buckley has made us the best damn court, has made the best damn court even better. So I commend the Armenian Bar Association for recognizing Judge Buckley this evening with this honor, and I congratulate Judge Buckley and the Bar Association, and thank you very much.
Wow. Thank you very, very much, Judge Chesner. You win. You will give my eulogy, and I don't need to hear it anymore. I just heard it. So that was extremely humbling. I do want to start off by just raising a little concern. Judge Randy Hammock is still in the bathroom. Could someone please find out how he's doing? I'm very, very concerned that he hasn't come out of that. I also just want to acknowledge that it does not mean much at all that I have some type of leadership role in technology with the judges. And the judges here have probably heard me say this too many times. But you are tech savvy among judges if you know how to turn the computer on. But Judge Chesner has been right there every step of the way. I must start off by saying I'm humbled to be honored with the two other judges. True legal courage and true part of the community. And it's amazing that I'm up here with them tonight. I also want to just do a personal thanks to Judge Sananian. I think I'm here tonight because of Judge Sananian, who is a leader within our court, is an extremely talented settlement judge and a phenomenal judge all around. So Judge Sananian, thank you for all your time. I echo Judge Chesner in saying it's so exciting for our court as to the history that's going to be made in just a few weeks with Judge Brazil. And I said, and I plan to say this in a few weeks after pass the gavel, that when Judge Brazil became the first African-American assistant presiding judge, and in turn would be our first African-American presiding judge, I pointed out that the best thing, or the most important thing, is not that someone is the first of a group, but that they're not the last of that group. And what is so telling and great is that our next assistant presiding judge, Judge Eric Taylor, will be our second African-American assistant presiding judge. So to all my colleagues that are here, thank you for working with me over these last 2, 4, and for the civil, the 6 years. It's been a great ride, and it's been phenomenal. I thought I would say 2 things. First of all, I know, and we all know, that I'm here because I'm the presiding judge. And I truly accept that, yeah, I really have no power now because I'm walking out the door. But my point is that in honoring me, you're really honoring all judges. And in honoring me tonight, you're recognizing the contributions of the Los Angeles Superior Court. And so many times I have taken a moment to say that we take pride with the Los Angeles court, that we are the largest court in the world with 570 judicial officers, 38 courthouses, serving 10 million people. But what we really do is in one room, day in and day out, for people that are facing troubles, whether it be a criminal defendant, whether it be a family in a dependency case where there's abuse alleged, whether it be a family falling apart and needs quick resolution, and in so many other ways, a judge, commissioner sits on the bench and dispenses justice. And it's a small group in that room. It may be 2 parties, it may be a couple lawyers, it'll be our beloved, talented staff. But despite our size, what we really, really do is touch the community in a very individual way. And the only way we do that is through the talent, the intelligence, and the compassion of each and every judicial officer. So I accept this great honor on behalf of all judicial officers of Los Angeles Superior Court, and we all thank you for the great contributions that you do for us. So thank you, thank you. That's my first thing. My second thing is I wanted to just recognize the Armenian Bar Association and applaud you. And I always start off a comment like this by saying I'm not supposed to be political, and one might say I walk off the stage by being political. But we need your association. We need, in Los Angeles, a group that takes time to recognize its heritage, to recognize that you individually may be an immigrant, you probably are a child or a grandchild of an immigrant. You take the time to recognize the tragedies of your history, but also the contributions and strengths of your history. And you take pride in being, if you will, different from others in our community, but also the fact that you're one and the same. And so I think it's phenomenal that you've grown in size and strength. I think it's phenomenal that you're recognizing your leaders and the people from your community. And please continue. We in LA, but more importantly, we in America, need your types of groups that recognize your heritage, recognize you're American, but you recognize you're American with that heritage. So I'm humbled. Thank you so, so much.
The Armenian Bar Association honors and hails presiding judge, California Superior Court, Los Angeles County, Daniel J. Buckley, as the embodiment of a principled and virtuous leader who bears the epic mandate to sustain the inviolable promise of access to justice and the inalienable right to due process, who conducts a dignified ensemble of jurists whose gravitas is leavened with the high notes of harmony and trust and with the principal keys of integrity and respect, and who fosters a scrupulous institution where the vision and value of each person's perspective is reaffirmed every single day. November 8th, 2018, Glendale, California.